This dinner was a celebration of the star and her cooking show, Siba's Table, which is now broadcast in more than 130 countries. In America alone, Siba is seen in 60 million homes.
She is ideal for our Heritage Month. It's September, and we really wanted someone who was representing South Africa beautifully, powerfully and authentically, not just locally or just on the continent, but globally. And I think she's just such an inspiring example of success, of someone who's taken their passion and made it a profitable, impactful and inspiring success story.
With majors in food, food science and nutrition, making this cover felt like another major tick on her bucket list.
It's one of those magazines that are elegant, that are amazing, pushing powerful women, inspiring youngsters. And for me to be the face of the September issue is a serious honor. So I'm super stoked, I'm very happy, and kind of popping my collar, I made it!
I think the first word that actually comes to my mind when I think about Siba is strength. She's a woman of great strength, and when Siba wants to do something, she goes and she does it, and she always goes all out, far and beyond what she'd even thought that she'd be capable of doing. That's why I say that for me, that's the first word that comes to my mind is strength, because it completely epitomizes who she is.
We joined the cover girl and her family for an escape to the world-renowned garden at Babylonstoren and for a signature Siba lunch. Involved with food from childhood, her entrepreneurial streak began selling hot dogs and cupcakes at school, and at varsity she baked for the Res Tuck Shop. It's an enterprising spirit that's brought the young talent from Mdantsane a long way.
Siba, how lovely to find you here in this beautiful garden, because it's quite close to how you grew up in the Eastern Cape, surrounded by vegetables and flowers.
My grandparents had a beautiful farm with animals and all of that, and that's where we spent our holidays. But my father had the most beautiful garden in our backyard that he did for my mom, which was really great. So for me, life was this. Life was touching, feeling, harvesting the veggies herself, which was really great. And this is the life I want to teach my children. And Constance over here has been helping me pick some stuff.
Constance, you almost know these vegetables intimately, I would say, because you've known them since they were little seeds.
This is like little babies that you actually bring up to actually see the end result. And today we will be harvesting for Siba, so she can actually do a lovely meal this afternoon.
And it's in season, which is great.
Ladies, you go and do the cooking. I still got lots to do within the garden.
Perfect.
With the children while Siba sourced her ingredients was her husband, Mtongana. They began dating aged 18 and have been together ever since. Brian's the head of design for a large retailer and a very involved dad to boys Lonwabo and Lina Mandla, as well as baby Nkosi.
Brian, how lovely to find you here bonding with your daughter in this beautiful setting.
Yes, I mean, I really love it. I mean, it's nice to spend time, especially with our daughter. She's the latest release in the family, and we just took time off, escaping the hustle and bustle of town, spending quality time, not sharing it with anyone, but just with the kids. It's just like amazing.
I can see to both of you it's important that your children realize where their food comes from, and also very importantly where they come from.
Definitely, because it's very important. We live in a modern age where everything is all about convenience and everything done like is in now. But I think it's very important that they know where food comes from and how food is actually sourced. And also it's very important also to understand culture as well, as much as like we are a modern family, but it's very important that they don't lose touch of their roots and where they come from. So we try to instill that in different ways, and also in terms of languages as well. We speak to our kids in both languages, Xhosa and English, because we don't want them to lose touch with their roots. So that's very, very important to us as a family, and we're very intentional about that.
Well, I can see you've got the baby under control. I was going to offer help, but I think maybe Siba needs some help.
Okay, cool.
Siba, it already looks so tasty. What are you preparing for us?
So I'm making a beautiful salad, very colorful, that's my thing. I've got rainbow carrots, which I picked from the garden. I've got the beautiful asparagus, which I've just wrapped in bacon. And I've got some chicken that I've marinated. It was in the fridge, but I've taken it out because it's about to go on the stove, and it's marinated in soy sauce, garlic, and ginger. Now, I've got a secret ingredient, which is something I grew up eating, and that's Sam umngqusho.
Sure.
We literally grew up in that, and I thought I should come up with a very creative and innovative recipe that will include that. So it's a samp and quinoa salad with chicken, but it's very colorful. I'm a Rainbow Nation girl when it comes to cooking.
Take me through the process.
All right, so we're going to cook the chicken, which has been marinated, on the stove top in a pan, sauteed. It's a little bit of garlic and some oil, and you can add a little bit of butter because the butter gives it a nice brown color. So that goes onto the pan. These ones we're just gonna flash fry in the pan, but they go into the oven for about 10 minutes. You do not want to overcook your vegetables. They must still be nice and crunchy. And the rest are just gonna be slightly sauteed, which is the carrots, the green peppers, and the beautiful mushrooms, and the red onion. And I'm gonna mix them up with the sand, which is going to be very lovely. And the rest, which is my tomatoes, I'm going to keep raw. Beautiful and healthy salad.
Healthy and tasty.
Seasoned with soy sauce and stirred, the samp and quinoa are cooled, then plated. On top goes the chicken and the bacon-wrapped asparagus, all paired with a fine local wine.
Siba, what does the future hold for you?
I get messages on my social media with people either locally or overseas saying that they're coming into Cape Town or into the country. Where can we eat your food? And often I don't have an answer for them because I don't have a restaurant yet. So that's something we're working on vigorously. We have an international deal to do the distribution of the cookbook worldwide, and there are many other things which I cannot talk about right now because they're still in their infancy stage. So great things ahead. I'm very excited.
And actually, Siba is just being modest because he's been invited as a keynote speaker at the IMEX conference, where they'll be hosting 400 top CEOs from around the world. And also she'll be doing New York, in San Francisco, Las Vegas, Washington, DC. And it's a huge achievement as a family. We like really cheering her on. So well done, Siba. Kudos.
So here's to knowing where we come from and knowing where we're going. Cheers.
Cheers. Celebrate.
Cheers.
Celebrate.